Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another edition of the Rebirth of Dave. We are here for our first pay-per-view in the new season, the alternate showcase. We got a card for you guys.
We don't just have a card, we have the absolute best card that I think ever. Like, if you put this next to like USPW card, like, I think they'd cry.
I think
how good it is.
I think the only card that could beat this is another Dave card.
Yeah.
And
the next Dave
SWF
card.
and SWF that was also booked by me.
Nah, Nemesis getting good like now.
You know what kind of card couldn't beat this card?
What kind of card?
A TCW Total Wrestling card with Doc Hammond in the main event.
This post has not been fact-checked by true TCW Patriots, so therefore I will not comment. But we have huge matches. Main event, obviously, with the Dave title on the line as Frankie Perez defends against both Flex and Pecs. It's going to be a showcase. And then there's also some other ones. You want to get into those?
Oh, yeah. We got opening the show, Doug Peak and Shady K in a New York street fight after Doug Peak kept not flexing's not the right word, bitching, I guess, about how he misses Warrior Engine, and Shady K's like, shut the fuck up. We're doing New York style. We're in Dave, brudda. We got Ernest Youngman taking on Tribal Warrior in the Ultimate Whatever You Can Do, I Can Do Better with Angel of Mercy. He beat Tribal Warrior a few weeks ago, and Ernest is like, I'm going to beat him faster because you suck. Hugh Aske is debuting tonight against Knuckles in what hopefully for Knuckles fans and all those little knuckleheads out there will be the
Road to Redemption.
Yes,
for Knuckles.
the true start.
The beginning of it.
The true start of the Knuckles redemption arc.
Speaking of young people, we also have Raphael taking on King Boone after King Boone was kind of angry that Raphael was being young and cocky and hardcore. I guess it's King Boone, so it's whatever. Philly Blondes are finally getting their shot at the Dave Lord of the Ring titles that the Dallas Stars have been kind of cradling for the past couple of weeks. So interesting to see which of these two younger teams kind of get the win, if you'd say. I know wrestling winning, who would have thought? And then you also have the Initiative, Troy Tornado, in his ever-present quest to make Chris Caulfield's life a living hell, has seemingly incurred the wrath of Akima Brave, although Akima seems to be divided on if he even gives a shit. So that'll be interesting to see how that match will kind of come to pass, and I think we covered all of them.
Yeah, and that was obviously not in chronological order because that would be a horribly paced card.
Exactly.
Horribly paced card.
It's whatever we want the card to be.
All right.
You have no say in the viewer.
Do we have anything else before we get on with the show?
I think we just jumped straight into it.
I think we just jumped straight into that pre-show match that I surprised Tyler with. He had no idea this was coming.
And he surprised me with some broken ribs.
Oh, man, dude. You can't have anything.
We are Dave, so we should be prepared for this.
I had to add this pre-show match because everybody on this fucking roster is old, so nobody could do a car crash match because they didn't have the stamina for it.
And now we're learning one.
Yeah. The one guy's I get to do this, and he fucking breaks his goddamn ribs. Do either of them have heat? All right, no, that's good. How do we actually start the show, though?
We start the show off with the little video of the front door. Obviously we have a huge production team going on. We have a little bit more money, a little bit more production playing around this go-around Dave, and they capture Flex and Pecs walking the arena, and Flex, he's flexing, Pecs, he's Pecs, and then they just look like two massive dickheads. Like, there's people walking by, and they're just like, you, stop. Why are our titties so fucking awesome? And the guy's like, I work in production, I gotta go, guys. And they're just like, they beat the crap out of him or something now. But they're just walking back there. They are so happy that they're getting a title shot. You kind of are forgetting that this is a wrestling match, so I think they need to realize that, hey, Frankie Perez is going to indeed fight back in the wrestling match in the wrestling company. Mm-hmm. But, whenever you're going into a fight, you gotta have enthusiasm, so, good for them, I guess.
Pecs is hiding his injury. He's wearing a full orange parka. You can't see his pec. You can't see what's going on. He'll have to take it off eventually, or he'll sweat in it. We'll see how that goes later.
Maybe I believe that there may be sneaking peeks because they like looking at their own pecs. So they're like, oop, getting a nice sneaking view over there. Yeah, nip slip.
Nip slip. All right, and we open the show with the New York Street Fight, Shady K and Doug Peak, and in the New York Street Fight's hometown, is Shady K from New York?
He is
What'd you just say?
I said he is now.
He is.
He is now. It's his adopted home now, whether he wants it or not.
All right, and the foster child goes home in his match type in his new hometown, as in 11:01. Shady K defeats Doug Peak. New York Street Fight with the K Killer. 51 rated match, decent for the old fucks.
Yeah, this is just as Dave can get, just weapons, beating the crap out of people. I think it's a good way to open the show.
Yeah, so it's a New York Street Fight. I pre-booked it as the weapons match, and we're going to take that literally, as if you read the description for this match, it's like fans bring their own weapons to the arena, and, Shady K has a toaster at one point. He's fucking swinging it by the core, just fucking hitting Doug Peak with it. Doug Peak's got, like, a sailboat.
You gotta have the cookie sheet.
Gotta have the cookie sheet.
You gotta have the cookie sheet.
He has a noose at one point, too. That's weird that a fan brought that. I don't think they were trying to give that out, though. They are at a
get that guy. Get that guy right now. Get him out. As well, I feel since it's New York also, before I interrupted his promo, that he also should have a pizza, a New York, just a pizza slice. He just took... The fan wasn't giving it to him. He just took that slice and just slapped Doug on the fucking cheek with it.
Oh, man. No, Doug slaps Shady with it, and he gets mad that he's wasting a good piece of pizza.
Yeah, he didn't eat it right.
You didn't fucking eat it right. You're supposed to fold it, dumbass. So after the match, Shady K kind of grabs the mic, and he's like, This is what I'm relegated to? First ever Dave TV champion, and I'm opening the show against this nutcase that won't shut up about his glory days in Japan. Look, I'm tired. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of being overlooked. I can be the face of this company. Nobody thinks I can because I'm 38, but I'm not even over the hill yet. I could be the face of this company, and I'm going to prove to all of you in the upcoming months that I'm going to be the guy in this hardcore world or whatever. It's 56. It's not that good of a promo.
Yeah, I'll just say, he did just kind of oxymoron himself by going, I'm really old, I'm 38. Although with the wear and tear that he's had in his career, that's definitely kind of limiting his exposure. But, when a man says he wants to be the face of the company, you can't ignore that.
Can't ignore that. We'll see how he strives to achieve that goal. All right, up next we have the Aske huge debut match versus the huge Knuckles redemption arc match. And despite the cries from Knuckles to give him some momentum, the redemption... Oh, shit, what the fuck? Whoops. I put this in the wrong spot.
See, before that match, as we're hyping that match up, Phil has to emergency broadcast and say that, he's screaming for Youngman backstage because he's like, I cannot find Angel Mercy. He's supposed to be here tonight, but... He's off, and he knows who's responsible for this. It's pretty obvious. Phil's not stupid like some other wrestling promotions. He's looking for Ernest. He can't find him. Can't find No Mercy. It's just chaos right before the match. No one knows what's going on.
Huge chaos. I don't even know what's going on. Clearly.
It was emergency broadcast.
Knuckles redemption arc's dead. Aske wins. They have great chemistry though. That's cool.
Yeah. And Knuckles getting the best match of his life as he takes the L.
Yeah, you know what? Despite him being really mad, he was professional about it once we protected him.
We gave him everything he wanted. He was very professional.
We bent over backwards and let him fuck us, but, in the end, he was really cool about it. 59 for that match. And then we get a quick insert promo by Busta Cap, who made his huge return last week, confronting Bradford Pepperell after his title retain against Toma. And he's like, after being executed by Ernest Youngman, you might think that I'm a weak guy. You might think that I don't have much in me right now, but It's quite the opposite, Brad, as I'm stronger than I've ever been before. I've been training my ass off in the gym, in the ring, destroying my poor opponents in these spar matches. And I'm coming for that TV title, and there's not going to be a damn thing you can do to stop me. You watch in the upcoming weeks as we're building to this title match, and you'll fucking... Shit, I was doing so well. God damn it. I fucking lost what I was going to say.
That's not a 64. That's what Busted Cap said.
I wrote this whole thing down, actually. That was in the script I wrote. 64 wrote.
He's human.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I guess.
I'm not human.
Damn.
But yeah, all shitty promos aside, Busted Cap basically just says that he's back, he's better than ever, and he's going to be the next TV champion. According to him, that is. Up next should be the Ernest Youngman versus Tribal Warrior match. And, I mean, he really backs up his words, because whatever... Holy fuck, he really did do it better. God damn. God damn. Huh.
He came out... He did not come out to play. He came to get shit done. And look good doing it. And he definitely did.
Me, dude. Ernest Youngman could be the next world champion. Holy shit.
There's a lot of, I was going to save it, but I was interrupted because it also is probably cliched as fuck. But there's definitely, we got a youth movement coming on. We complain about the old people, but we have a lot of people who have risen to the occasion and are now doing very well. And Ernest is one of those guys, and I mean, it's not every day you see a guy wrestle circles around a Hall of Famer like Tribal Warrior, but yeah, here it is, there it is. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, and it's very unfortunate that this was probably the highest match of Tribal Warrior's career, but after seeing what happens next, at least he ended on a high note.
Yeah, Ernest is, he's obviously, stubborn when he's calling out for Angel Mercy a little mockingly. And then he looks at Tribal Warrior and he's like, you know what? No. I'm gonna have to kill this motherfucker. And he's got to hit the hit. Like, okay, he's hit it already once. I'm thinking 3 more times. Get a solid 4.
3 more.
Yeah, he just destroys. Again, I could do everything better, but he also has to do the opposite. So instead of saving Tribal Warrior, he puts him in the ground where he literally won't ever be able to get back up.
Yeah.
And just like at the end, we don't have security in Dave because why the fuck would we pay people to do that? What the hell? We have to get the medical staff there. They're probably gonna have to scrape Tribal Warrior off. Probably need to take a second before we can have the next match. But say la vie to Mr. Warrior. He's done, and Ernest, it looks better than ever.
I don't know if we ever actually told the viewers that Tribal Warrior is retiring.
Yeah, I could tell this story because this is great. Tribal Warrior, he did retire, and out of character, well, I guess it's gonna be in character since we're doing the booking gimmick and we're like mentally 5, but. Tribal Warrior retired, we did the thing, put a young guy over on the way out, but as we set up this pay-per-view, he came to us and said, you know what, as my last match, I think it would be great if I put over Ernest Youngman. He's like, he respected the fact that in his mind, we were going to put him over one of the biggest rising stars in the company with an undefeated streak to lose to a guy that could barely work solo right now without his knees giving out like an old oak tree. But you know what? Honestly, I love the enthusiasm, bud. But he was probably really surprised when we told him, yeah, you're losing, bud. But, hey, when in Rome.
No, it's I like to imagine that he doesn't ever catch on that he was going to lose. He comes up to, he's like, hey, Ernest has got a bright future, man. All right, it's
just not right for him to lose right now to me.
I'll put him over.
Him on my last match.
And then we're like, yeah, no, you're losing. And he's like, oh, I know, I wouldn't have it any other way, guys. I really appreciate that.
This whole weekend, and there's no other option, I think.
He's like, and we're just like looking at him blankly, like, yeah, you're losing. And he's like, I know, I couldn't agree more. Thank
Glad
you.
You guys agree.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, we got that. We got the fucking message where he's like, oh, I'm willing to put him over for and this lasts for 3 matches or 3 months for 3 months time, and it's like so fucking funny.
Man did not get the hint, bro.
Poor guy, 72. His angle is just as good as his match.
Yeah.
Up next we have Raphael and King Boone. And in a move that might surprise a few of you, King Boone loses. What the fuck, man? What is the fucking no ribs anymore, dude?
Well, the thing you have to imagine, too, is, Boone, as we've said before, is kind of also a little aging up there. And when you put a guy that's not only young like Raphael, that can move like Raphael, but now has this insatiable hunger like Raphael, people are going to get hurt. So, not saying that he's shoot on him. I mean, I may have, talked to him backstage, but, that's neither here nor there, Inoki for life. But, he hits the Cupid arrow. There's not a lot that Boone can do against this guy. Suzanne's not doing good work at ringside. They suck. He ain't got his homies with him. Top Dollar dead on arrival. It's all kind of not looking good for the Boone Bros. Not gonna lie. But it's just another young guy cementing his wing.
Thank you, Bobby.
Cementing his wings.
Great,
yeah.
great. Thank you, Bobby. I'm sure you didn't instigate that at all, Mr. Thomas.
Yeah, sucks to suck, Bob Rose.
And
speaking of that, Raphael's not done. He sees the cracked ribs, and he's like, I don't want cracked. I want to break those motherfuckers. So he probably goes out and gets... I had a motif weapon for him, since this is one thing I'm reading. I'm going to say something with barbed wire. Maybe the classic, bat with the barbed wire around it. When Dean McWade's music hits and he comes up, and he's got all the toys. I think he gets the shopping cart.
He gets the shopping cart for the run-in.
Yeah, he tosses that thing down. He's like, I've been waiting for this, because he's pissed. He gave this kid the benefit of the doubt, and now he's like, now I gotta kill this fucking kid. And Raphael's smart. He runs away, and Dean's like, I got your ass, and Suzanne's like, please help Boone, and Dean's like, I could not give a shit. All he cares about is ending Raphael's life as a wrestler in Minecraft. And things are heating up, and this feud has gained heat, brother.
Yeah, it's got to be disheartening for the vet Dean McWade here after, beating this youngster in a match and trying to give him props, trying to sort of stick out for this kid in a way. He just immediately disrespects you and the entire hardcore industry just by being a complete cunt. And he's had
You
enough.
also have to think though that he kind of was asking for it. He told them you gotta fight here. You can't just wrestle. And he fought the urge to smash Dean's skull in, and apparently he lost. So it's all relative when you think about it.
All right, and then up next is our Lords of the Ring Championship match. The Philly Blondes, who debuted, I think, during the did they debut at is Total Disruption the one right before Wrestle Rave? Or was that that was Soul Survivor. I think they either debuted at Soul Survivor or right after Soul Survivor. Immediately win a 2v2v2v2 match against all the other teams in Dave. They are white hot right now. But unfortunately for them, the Philly Blondes do not have a third man in their corner, as that is the sole reason they do not capture the Lords of the Ring Championships here tonight, as the man advantage for the Dallas Stars just is too much for these two youngsters to overcome, as in 14-13, Tennessee William gets the pin on Ash Campbell, following interference from Warren Outlaw, makes defense number 2 of the Lords of the Ring titles, and they get a fucking 76. Fucking hell yeah.
Yeah, when you put, this is just recipe for success. You got two great guys, Marshall Dillon, who's good on his own right, Tennessee Williams, rising star. We have the absolute fresh out of the womb 30-year-old Philly Blondes. And, you're just going to have a good match.
They're as old as Marshall Dillon, and I just can't wrap my head around that.
It's the Carlos Colon gimmick.
It's like how I didn't realize Kirk Jameson was 29 in the 2016 database, because I always see him as this indie young guy, but he's been in the indies for so fucking long that you don't process it.
Yeah, but I'm not too surprised by the match rating. It's a it's a pleasant surprise, I guess, an unexpected one, but welcomed. And I think Nelson really doing well. I kind of always view Nelson with suspicion for some reason, but he's definitely putting in the work in that 61. And Tennessee is also just God. He's Tennessee Bros are doing absolute bank right now. If
I
you
think we
invested in the
forget.
stock.
I think we don't. I think Marshall Dillon's one of those guys that gets overlooked just by being in the SWF mid card, that you don't really notice how good he really is. Like you just see the render and you're like, oh, he's probably not that good in the ring. We can't get a promo. He's actually really solid, and could probably carry a company if he needed to.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Dave.
Like, yeah. So then we get a quick message, a response to Busta Cap by his rival right here, Bradford Peveril.
Yeah, Bradford, he's backstage. He's got the title over his shoulder. He's just looking, and he's like, he keeps it short and simple. He's like, Busta Cap, I'm excited, to be fair. This new you that you're kind of displaying, this intensity, this aggression, this willingness to fight, this willingness to wrestle, is exactly what I need in an opponent. And the only thing that's going to be even more satisfying is when the new Busta Cap shows up, and in one punch, I knock you the fuck out and retain this title. I will be waiting for that, and I cannot wait. And he just walks off screen, message sent. He likes the new Busta Cap, but like everybody else, he's going to knock him the fuck out.
All right, and then following Bradford's promo, we have the long-awaited, highly anticipated debut of the self-proclaimed company killers, the Initiative. They're going up against two of the defenders, Akima Brave and Chris Caulfield. And Akima Brave is really like shining. He has like no personal grudge in this match. He has no stakes. He's doing this as a wrestler, and you can tell because mentally, and it comes across in the match, he is just leagues ahead in this own Zen state. I don't know what I'm phrasing this horribly.
With Akima is interesting, this kind of story. He does have some stake in it due to the fact that Bobby Thomas cost him a match. So, like Troy anticipated, which is, Robert's job is that he's thrown to the wolves and Akima beats the shit out of him. But, realistically, I always still wants to win this match. But Akima is just wrestling. He came out today, and he's almost like not showing off, but he's showing the Dave crowd that, when you're looking at guys for Dave, the future of Dave, he's one of these dudes, right? He's the present, not just the future. He's the present. He's here now. And then Chris and Troy obviously have their vendetta. They probably brawl with each other when they're not even tagged in. The refs gotta fucking handle that shit. Although no rules against it. It's just annoying when you're trying to get the action and the cameraman's got to dodge Chris swinging a toaster at Troy Tornado's face. But in the end, Akima, he lifts up Bobby and he gets that damn win with that Samoan suplex. It probably didn't feel good for Bobby, who was the weak link because his spine's kind of shattered on the carpet. But overall, still very impressive outing for Akima Brave, and also just
in general a very impressive performance from him.
Yeah. He's a defender for a reason.
Troy getting the rating we expect. We know
Yeah.
Troy. We know Troy. We know Troy.
But
Bobby. The thing is, Akima and Chris aren't on as good as terms as you would think.
It's not necessarily something that's like malice related, but as soon as the bell rings, Troy is like, Troy actually is grabbing Bobby by the hair and he's like, fuck it, let's go. And Chris is celebrating the win. Akima, he's not one for celebrating. He's kind of, Chris maybe goes for the raising the hand, and Akima kind of pulls away for a bit and just kind of walks off on his own. And as he walks by, Troy has a little kind of smirk going on. So maybe there is a bigger play at this. Maybe he's just kind of cope with the fact that he lost. But Akima clearly has something else on his mind, and what it is, we might never know. This whole series, we tease this whole angle just so you'll never know.
Yeah.
Also, ratings for angles are going hard this show, I should mention.
Dude, dude, It's usually just Flex that goes hard, but everybody's been going hard this time.
Yeah, we kind of forgot that Bradford just pulled a 72 out of nowhere he is a good promo. But...
No, it's not out of nowhere. It's that now that I have all this pay-per-view time, I can give them time to work with instead of the 60 minutes I'm shackled to.
Exactly. People get over when they're on TV. Who would have thought?
So following that little encounter with Caulfield and Akima, we have Flex and Pecs. It's the main event time. Flex and Pecs and Frankie Perez. Everyone makes their entrance. Pecs has still got that orange park on him right now. And the ref's like, dude, what the? It doesn't even look good. Can you take it off for the match? No one wants to see this shit. And Pecs is like, fine. And he does it all big and slow. And he mirrors what Cody Rhodes did for his huge reveal of this giant bruise on his pec, except he takes it off and there's like 2 little dots. And Flex is just like cringing and on the floor rolling. And Pecs is like, I know. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this, but I got this, guys. I fucking got this. And he doesn't got this as Frankie Perez retains the fucking title. But Pecs just playing up this injury the whole time. And it's your basic kind of... This angle's been done a few times in wrestling before where it's 2 heels that are in a team and they get kind of like on each other's nerves during this match where Flex and Pecs are a nice, well-oiled unit and beating up Frankie Perez until it comes time for one of them to pin, as Pecs is literally verbally explaining to Flex, like, I deserve to win. I'm going through hell right now. Nobody can stop me. And Flex is like, I can fucking stop you when I pull you off of Frankie because I'm getting this fucking title. And then the match ends with Flex Garcia doing a big fucking overhand chop right over the bruise. And then Frankie, that just like lays out Pecs. He fucking dies like he got shot by a shotgun. And Frankie Perez turns him around, hits the perfect parody, and retains the world title.
Exactly, one of really good match here. Frankie just going out there. I also imagine that, like, if I had to add something to it, at the beginning where Pecs is like, almost on hands and knees, like, I can't go. As soon as the bell rings, Frankie just kicks him right inside the pec that's bruised. Just like soccer kicks him. As well as the fact that, like, there's probably 19 spots where Pecs holds up Frankie in like a what the hell, like a full Nelson, so Flex can chop him, and then Frankie happens to duck out of the way, and they just keep doing that, not realizing their mistake. With Pecs audibly yelled, "Stop doing the spot."
Could you imagine how good this match would have been if Pecs wasn't injured?
It could have. I don't want to say it would have broke 90s, but it possibly could have.
I think 100% if Pecs was not injured, it would have hit blue.
Oh yeah. I got
85 plus. Yeah,
I
sorry. Yeah,
think it would have hit blue.
Well, that just shows you. So I've completely made this Pecs injury as like a joke, but he is legitimately injured. So there are like a couple of spots where we just write him off for a good 4 minutes straight of the match. Like I imagine if Frankie does that running kick right into his injured pec, so he can just take 5 minutes off before he has to do anything, and it's really just a Flex Frankie one-on-one match for most of it. But we didn't want to really take away Pecs' main event match. Both of these guys have been doing so well for us. We didn't want to fucking, screw over Pecs because he had the worst timed injury of all time.
Exactly.
All right.
And I think it makes for a fun story in the match as well.
And then we end the show with Frankie Perez being joined by his former Lords of the Ring champion and good friend Akima Brave, just for a nice celebration. And it goes a good while until Akima eventually takes Frankie like off his shoulders and he's like, congratulations, and I hate to do this to you, but I gotta cut that title reign short, Frankie. Enjoy it while you can, because I'm coming for that thing, buddy. And then he offers his hand out for the most bittersweet handshake to end the pay-per-view with a fucking 85 rated angle.
The whole time also, in the background, you hear Plex go...
No, we have a limited number of viewers because nobody wants to fucking book us. Fuck my Select USA.
Fuck my Select. We with everybody after the show. We do like the stunner parade gimmick, where all we just have a bunch of faces, heels go out there to entertain the crowd. We all sing a song called "Fuck My Select."
Mm-hmm.
We also then Flex could piss on the My Select logo. We're just really immature. We're all mentally 9 here.
We're very upset with My Select USA.
Yeah, for the crime of just kind of screwing us over. But this probably, I really enjoyed the show. We kind of did the joking, hyping it up. Obviously, we believe our show's going to be good, but I was really surprised by how some of these matches went. They were very entertaining.
Oh, yeah, dude. And then fucking Flex, of course, pulling it out at the end with that 85 promo, too. Good shit. Good shit.
Good shit on the boys.
All right. I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Rebirth of Dave. Season 2. We will then, in the next episode, begin the build to our November pay-per-view, which I have shifted a bunch of the pay-per-views around because I realized something very horribly right before this show was booked that I didn't realize when I did it, but the Wrestle Rave, I had it exclusively on Wrestle World, the broadcaster, which meant we did not get the $140-something thousand in pay-per-view revenue we would have. So I had to, at the last minute, renegotiate with My Select USA, which really pisses me off because I have no other options just to get some pay-per-view revenue and cash that we desperately, desperately, desperately need. So yeah, now we have a new pay-per-view in between this one and A Cold Day in Hell called Don't Look Back. So, yeah.
And if you look back, I swear to God, I'll find you.
We will send you to St. Jude's with top dollar if you look back one fucking time.
You will be in his bed.
With him.
Awake.
Intimately.
Damn.
Yeah. Now there's going to be a bunch of people looking back.
Yeah.
But don't look back unless you're rewatching the save. Then you can look back.
Yeah, then give us money. Give 64 money.
Dude, we're not even... neither of us are even close to the partner program.
I am. I'm going to steal it.
What the fuck?